Thank you very much. I won't stand because the microphone's over here, so please forget that. I don't know what I can do about that. My name is Sandi Cassanelli, and you guys may know me because I used to be a commissioner here. And I'm running in this election because I don't like the makeup of the current Board of Commissioners. They all have that horrible tax and spend mentality, which is so out of touch with rural residents. They best serve the elitists at the Rotary clubs while ignoring the majority of the voters who believe in limited government and living within your means. Too bad they only view us as a food source. I'm here primarily to encourage people to vote no on the levies. This is the 7th time in 11 years that voters are asked to ransom their properties in order to give money to the county. If you look on the SOS literature, you'll see that they want us to vote for more, to give them the county more money with essentially no rural patrol. So I find that very disconcerting. I basically would like to see transparency in our local government. I believe in a participatory government where people have a say in what they are going to be ruled over, or the ordinances or the resolutions or the orders that come before the Board of County Commissioners. So I would like to see more opportunity for citizens to speak on every single agenda item that comes before the board. When I was in office, we did that, but it's no longer the case. So just please consider county people, especially, a different commissioner sitting on the board. Thank you.
What do you think is the appropriate role for county government in economic development?
We need our economic development money going directly and fairly to all our citizens in the county, not just to the gang at Soreready or to shore up county departments. We should use economic development funds for discounts on home occupation permits to give small businesses financial breaks to assist in their startups. Helping people with a passion for the work they love is far more profitable to a community than massive amounts of money spent on infrastructure projects that are imposed by the government. A positive example of this is the Smoke Jumper Museum in Ivy Airport. A negative example is pouring more money into the sewer system in Merlin. We could also give these discounts on planning and building safety fees to encourage home builders and expansions in the county. In this way, everybody gets a chance to prosper, not only homeowners, but contractors and their employees, and all the building supply stores they frequent. Such discounts were given in the past, and they did increase business and building activities in our county.
The problem we're having with the ringing microphones will largely be solved if everybody just stays seated while they're giving their answers rather than standing up, okay? Okay.
And I'm going to take this in a little different direction now. Should Josephine County ban medical marijuana dispensaries?
As a county commissioner, you take an oath to uphold, support the federal constitution, the state constitution, and the laws thereof. It doesn't make any difference what I think about medical marijuana dispensaries or medical or recreational marijuana. It doesn't make a hill of beans. As of this moment, there is federal law. It's the Controlled Substance Act, and it does not recognize a difference between medical and recreational marijuana use. The state has different opinions. Senate Bill 1531, I guess it was, that lets cities regulate their dispensaries. House Bill 3460 says that you can set up rules for your dispensaries. Cave Junction had the right idea. Ask a judge, look, we have federal law that conflicts with state law. What do you want us to do?
We're going to talk about something just a little more softer. So, do you support the proposed property tax increase to support the county animal shelter?
I do. I oppose this levy. Mainly not because I don't like dogs and cats, but 10% of all the levy money is skimmed off the top to give, by the commissioners, to give to the Internal Services Fund. They can throw it away on exorbitant salaries, benefits, travel, and meals for themselves. You know, this is where all those useless trips to Salem get funded. With this measure 1760, it's over 3 years, it's going to take in $1.6 million. Out of that, $161,000 is coming right off the top, and it's not going to go to the intended service of going to the animals. Diane Hoover recently came to a meeting of the Board of County Commissioners, and she was proud of the fact that there was less animals being put to sleep in Josephine County. And we found out that the reason why is because the volunteers in our community are stepping up to the plate.
I'm going to take one of the questions from the audience. I'm going to read it verbatim. How does your work experience make you qualified to manage Josephine County's multi-million-dollar budget?
I need a commissioner who is going to stand up for the rural citizens, who is not afraid to say no to horrible management ideas. I stood up to spending tens of thousands of dollars on the canola boondoggle. I said no to spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on the Paradise Ranch fiasco. And I said no when the current sheriff wanted to ramp up his department expenditures and spend 4 years of dwindling SRS payments in 3. It decimated the sheriff's office these past 2 years, which was totally unnecessary. When your boat is leaking, you plug the hole first. For the sheriff, that meant no exorbitant spending, and for the rest of the county, that meant cutting back wherever possible. I believe the citizens of Josephine County will not pass a levy until they see the county making real efforts in this regard. There's 101 management decisions that go on, every week or so, and you need somebody who is prudent in office.
Okay, we'll now give each candidate 2 minutes, since this is the most important issue in the county on this ballot, to present their own ideas for public safety.
This is the 7th time in 11 years that voters are asked to ransom their properties in order to give money to the county. Groups like SOS still don't get it, so we'll have to vote no once again, especially since county residents will be forced to pay substantially more in taxes without rural patrol. SOS, or Citizens for SOS, have this flyer. In it, there are some inaccuracies. It says that it will restore the jail to full operations. This is simply not true. The jail has never operated at full capacity, even in the past when the money was more available. It also says on the back, none of the funds raised can be spent on anything except what is stated in the measure. This also is false. 10% of all that levy money collected from both are going to be skimmed off by the commissioners. That's $4.1 million from this jail levy, and it's $161,000 from the animal shelter. I, for one, don't want over $4.3 million of taxpayer money diverted elsewhere before a single cent goes to the promised services. Letter of commitment cannot obligate future boards. I don't care about that. This basic funding problem is not because the citizens aren't paying enough in taxes. It's because the state and federal agencies are not letting us utilize our natural resources. We need our elected officials like the county commissioners, the sheriff, the legal counsel, and the DA to be all working together to demand that the federal government fulfill its financial responsibilities to us, which is about $12 million. Or, just like Apache County, Arizona, work with us so that we can have direct timber harvesting for the economic benefit of our county. It's unconscionable to think that our elected officials, that we would have to make up that difference that the federal government is not giving us.
All right. Most of the candidates tonight have voiced not only opposition to the jail levy, they voiced strong opposition to the levy. My question to you and the rest of the candidates tonight is, if the levy passes and yet you're elected, what are you going to do about it?
If it did pass, I would, of course, give it to the department that is stated in the measure for the jail and juvenile justice. Historically, go back and review it. Historically, let's just say this year, the sheriff has 37 FTEs and juvenile justice has 7.5. It's like a 20-80% split with their employees. So, we have to go back and look and see and have an appropriate way of dispensing a fair way of dispensing the money between juvenile justice and the jail.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and have the closing summations now. We'll do 1 minute. Anna?
The current Board of Commissioners is very one-sided. It is basically represents more of the city mentality than the county mentality. Our board is too homogeneous. You need I believe you need somebody on there who, when they think of the county, they think of the people in Williams and K Junction and Applegate. I don't think the current board is doing that. In this election, vote for candidates that have the best interests of the citizenry at heart. I've already proven that I won't cave under pressure, won't betray my campaign promises, and won't compromise on conservative principles. I didn't give up on Josephine County even when the local cronies filed unlawful recall petitions and our current county clerk looked the other way to illegally certify them. If you want to strike fear in the hearts of the good old boys, vote Sandi Cassanelli.